Can I eat healthy and lose weight while still eating out for every meal? Or do I have to give up eating out entirely to reach my goals? I talk with people all the time about going out to eat and whether or not this is going to ruin their progress. Some people I work with have a fear of eating out at all and feel guilty doing it, while others basically go out to eat for a living, having to wine and dine their clients. Still others, they just want to be able to enjoy a date night or a happy hour with friends without stalling their progress. Where do you find yourself? Well, in this video, I want to share with you how to confidently make healthy choices when going out to eat, and one thing to definitely not do. You can enjoy yourself while keeping an eye on your health, because I know and you know that you have a life you want to live while working on your nutrition. I definitely don't expect you to stay in your house and only eat meal prepped food for the rest of your life. What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Christina and I'm a nutrition coach. This channel is all about eating skills and behavior change while keeping the fun in life. Before we get started, I just briefly would like to say the suggestions in this video are for people who want healthier choices or those who want to keep an eye on their goals when eating out. So if that's not you, you're an adult and you can indulge however you like when going out to eat, and I hope you enjoy and do so guilt-free. So let's get started. My first tip for going out to eat is just to do a bit of planning. If you're going to a sit-down restaurant, look for one that has a variety of healthy options. It can be fun to look at the menu ahead of time and find some things you like to have something to look forward to. Many restaurants will even post the estimated calories for each meal, which can be eye-opening and helpful when making our choice. When eating in a restaurant, you will likely be faced with the choice for an appetizer, dessert, and/or alcohol. They may serve the table with a bread basket or chips and salsa. Make a plan for if you're going to have any of these. Try choosing one rather than all of them. Think about the amount you'd serve yourself at home. Your plate ideally would match the total of all the food you eat in your restaurant meal. An entree itself is usually more than enough food for a person, but if you do decide to go for an appetizer or dessert, consider sharing one. Use a small appetizer plate, serve yourself a portion, and then be done rather than grazing on it all night. If you've done a little bit of planning on where you're going to eat, what are you going to order? For my tips on how to create a balanced plate at each meal, check out this video here. But the biggest tip I want to go over when it comes to what to order is to first find ways to get more vegetables or fruit into your meal. Getting more whole foods in will help boost the overall nutrient quality to your meal, while still keeping plenty of room for deliciousness. To get extra vegetables, you can order a side salad. Get a lettuce wrap or extra tomatoes on your sandwich or wrap. Add a cup of vegetable soup, or add a side of vegetables to your order. You can even eat some fruit from home, before or after your meal if you have limited options. This can be especially true for some fast food spots. In addition to getting in lots of veggies, I recommend ordering something with a protein-rich food like chicken, shrimp, beef, or tofu. If you get a starchy, carbohydrate-rich dish like a pasta or a rice-based meal, ask for an extra portion of protein and veggies and split it into 2 meals. Some other things to consider when eating out is just to make a few simple swaps. If your meal comes with lots of carb-based sides like toast and potatoes, you can ask them to leave one off because you probably don't need both here. If you want it because you paid for it, remember the option to take some of it home for when you are hungry again later. When ordering vegetables, they will often cook them in butter or oil. You can request that they steam them without either. Order grilled or baked dishes rather than something fried. Another simple swap is just to ask for sauce or dressing on the side rather than slathering it all over the food. Now, I'd like to make a side note about salads. On the outside, it seems like the obvious, most healthy choice. However, one way restaurants make their food super delicious is by using a lot of sources of fat. That is why we see that meals in restaurants are usually pretty high in calories. If you order a salad, it might come with things like cheese, bacon, avocado, nuts, hard-boiled eggs, and then tossed in the dressing. Before you know it, that salad becomes just as high in calories as some other options that you might have enjoyed a lot better. That's where looking at the menu ahead of time can help. You can see how many different sources of fat are in your meal and request for some to be left off. I recommend sticking to one source. For example, if you order a burger, it may come with cheese, mayonnaise, bacon, and a buttered bun. Try choosing one of those as your fat source. The burger itself usually contains enough fat for one meal. Sticking to one or two sources can help us from overdoing it at meals when eating out at restaurants. What you order is definitely important, but let's talk portion sizes for a moment. Some restaurants these days are notorious for serving gargantuan portion sizes, also known as way more than most people need in one sitting. Remember to ask yourself, what or how much would I eat if I was eating at home? I recommend when your food arrives, either visually or physically cutting your food on your plate in half and eating that amount. You can ask for a box at the beginning of your meal and put it out of sight. After you've eaten, check in with yourself. Are you physically satisfied? Do you want to eat more? You definitely can if your body is still hungry. Going out to eat is expensive, so in order to make the restaurant experience as enjoyable as possible, you want to feel good at the end of your meal and avoid feeling overly full and uncomfortable. For my favorite tips on knowing if you are overeating, check out this video here. Another way to approach these huge portion sizes, especially if you don't like leftovers, is to just split a meal with someone else, or ask the restaurant if they offer half portions of meals. No one wants food to go to waste, but if you're eating more than your body needs, it's just as wasteful than if you were to throw it away. By the way, if you're a lifetime member of the Clean Plate Club and really have a hard time leaving food behind, check out this video here. Even if we are eating a higher calorie meal, remember, with hunger-directed eating, we can help ourselves out by paying attention to how we feel and stop when we are satisfied. One thing I want to say about when we know we're going to eat out at a restaurant, it's really important to not ever do this thing. We don't want to starve ourselves all day long just because we know we're eating out that night to save it up, because what can happen is we don't eat anything at the beginning of the day, we get to our meal and we're ravenous, and it's much easier to overdo it at that meal. It's just really not a good way to approach eating out. Most of what I have shared here is all about going out to eat at a restaurant, but a lot of the same things can apply even if you're going through a drive-thru or eating fast food. Rather than something fried, for example, try something grilled. If there's a fruit cup or a side salad or steamed vegetables, include that as part of your meal. Get the sauce on the side or order a lettuce wrap. You get the idea. Rather than thinking about foods as good or bad, try to think of food as a spectrum. More on that in this video here. If there's a chance to make a little bit healthier choice, then try to go for that. Those are just a few of my favorite tips to share with clients when going out to eat. This is by no means a comprehensive list, but implementing just a few of these tips will keep you well on your way to staying true to your health goals while still enjoying yourself. Don't be afraid to request food to be prepared the way you want it. Just remember to treat the waitstaff with kindness and tip well. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want more eating skills videos just like this one, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.